The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified with Siriya. Read by Siriya Boonlert. Chapter 26. Lost in the Cave. Now to return to the chair of Tom and Becky in the picnic. They danced along the premises with the rest of the children, visiting the familiar wonder of the cave, such as Aladdin Palace and the Castle Hall. When the game of hide and seek began, Tom and Becky played until they lost interest in it. Then they wandered down winding places, holding their candle up and reading the Denver of name, date, and address done in candle smoke on the rocky walls. They went on and on, smoke their own name under an overhanging shelf and process. Presently they came to a place where a little stream of water had throughout the centuries from a few-mile waterfall in sparkling stone. Tom places his small body behind it to light it up for Mickey and found that it hit a sort of steep, natural stairway uncrossed between narrow walls. At once, the ambitions to be a discoverer seized him. They made a small mark for future cruisings and put his way and that far down into the depth of the cave. In one place they found it white hole from the roof of which hung a great number of shining white pillars of stone. After wandering and admiring, they left it by one of the numerous places that opened into it. This soon brought them to a lovely spring, the basins of which seemed to be decorated with sparkling diamonds. It was in the midst of cave where great columns rose from the floor to meet those from the roof. Some had already joined. The children marveled at this result of the greatest water drift of centuries under the roof. Bats had packed themselves together, thousands in a bunch, and they came flocking down in hundreds, dashing furiously at the candles. Tom seized Becky's hand and hurried her into the first passage they came to, and by turning into every new passage they met, they at last got rid of the troublesome creature. Then Tom found an underground lake which stretched away until its shape was lost in the shadow. He wanted to explore its border, but decided that it would be best to sit down and rest for a time. Now, for the first time, stillness of the place laid its dumb and cold hand upon the minds of the children. "I wonder how long we have down there, Tom," said Becky. "We better to bed." "Yes, I think we better." "Can you find The way Tom is all mixed up to me. I think I can find it, but the bus, if they put out both our candle, we will be in an awful difficulty. Let's try some other way. The start of a long a process, looking at its new opening to see if there was anything familiar about it, but they were all strange. Oh, Tom, never mind the best, said Becky at last. Let's go back that way. We seem to get worse and worse all the time. Tom stopped. Listen, said he. The silence was so deep that even their one breath in seemed loud. Tom shouted. The shout went echoing down the empty avenues and died out in the distance in a faint sound that was like making laughter. Oh, don't do it again, Tom. It's too horrid, said Becky. It is horrid, but I would better Becky. They might hear us, you know, and he shouted again. The mice was even a greater horror than the ghastly laughter. It confessed that hope was drying their listened, but he was no resort. Tom turned back, but soon a certain indecision in his manner revealed another fearful fact to Becky to could not find his way back. Oh, Tom, you didn't make any mark. Becky, I was a fool. No, I can't find the way is all mixed up. Tom, we're lost. We're lost. We can never get out of this away place. Oh, why did we leave the otters? She sank to the ground and burst into such a dreadful storm of tears that Tom feared that she might too meet when her weeping became a little less violent. He begged her not to give up hope. Then he began blaming himself. She told him not to talk like that again, for she was as much to blame as he was, she says. So they moved on aimlessly, for all they could do was to keep moving. After a time, Tom took Becky's candle and blew it out. Words were not needed. She knew that Tom had a whole candle and 3 or 4 pieces in his pocket. Yes, I must use as little as possible. Then our children began to feel very, but they tried to pay no attention. Moving was a less progress and might have a good result, but to sit down was to invite certain death. And last, Becky Wake Lymph refused to carry her any further. They sat down. They talked of home, of the friends there, and above all, of the sunlight. Weariness weighed off heavily on Becky that she felt asleep, and Tom was grateful. He sat lost in thoughts of happier times. When Becky woke up, she gave a gay little laugh, but she stopped instantly and groaned furrow. Oh, now could I sleep? I wish I had never woke. No, no, Tom, I don't look so. I won't say that again. They lost a wandered along, hand in hand and hopeless. A long time after this, Tom said that they must go quickly and listen for dripping water because they must find a spring. They found one, and Tom said that they must rest again. Both were clearly tired, yet Becky thought that she could go on a little farther. She was surprised to hear Tom disagree. Nothing was said for some time. Then Becky broke the silence. Tom, I am so hungry. Tom took a big cake from this pocket and divided it, and Becky ate with good appetite. Tom pretended to eat his share. There was an abundance of cold water with to finish to the food. Soon Becky suggested that they should move on again. Tom was silent, and then he said, Becky, we must stay here. Where there's water to drink, this little piece of candle is our last. Becky tried again. At length, she said, Tom, well, Becky, they missed us and searched for us. Perhaps they're searching for us now. Why, of course they are. When would they miss us, Tom? When they got back to the boat, I suppose. Tom, it might have been dark then. Would they not think that me hadn't come? I don't know. Anyway, your mother would miss you as soon as they all got home. A frightened look in Becky's face made Tom remember she was not to have gone home that night. The Sunday morning might we have spent before Miss Dasher discovered that Becky was not at Mrs. Perhaps. In a moment a new burst of grief formed. Becky showed Tom that the thought in his mind had struck hers also. The children fastened their eyes upon the bit of candle and watched it melt slowly and pitilessly away. They saw the written frame rise and fall, and then suddenly the horror of utter darkness enveloped them. How long afterwards it was that Becky woke to find herself crying in Tom's arms. Neither could tell. Tom said that it might be Sunday or perhaps Monday. The hours crowded by, and again the captive felt faint with hunger. Tom's share of the cake was divided and eaten, but it seemed to leave them hungrier than before. Presently, Tom said, Shh! Did you hear that? Both held their breath and listened. There was a sound like the faintest far-off shout. Instantly, Tom answered it again. The sound was heard and apparently returned nearer. They're coming! Come along, Becky! We are right now. The joy of the prisoner was almost unbearable. Their speed was slow, however, because pigs were rather common and had to guard against. They soon came to one. Tom lifted and reached down, but he could not touch the bottom. It may be 3 feet deep. It may be 100. They must stay there until the searchers came. They listened. The distant shouting were growing more distant. A moment or two more, and